It's my pleasure today and my honor to be your tour guide through the revamped and the relaunched AAOE website. So on my screen, what you should be seeing now is the renewed website. The site's been reimagined with your thoughts and your comments, your ideas and your rants in mind to improve the overall experience navigating and utilizing the information that's important to us and to the new and the not so new orthopedic executives. Although there are many new and exciting features available on the website, there's a few that I specifically want to address the functionality and the how-to of those topics, because I believe it's going to help you get the most out of this benefit of being an AAOE member. So as you see the site there, I wanted to kind of begin talking about just the overall homepage and some of the options that are available there. When you first go onto the site, you'll notice it's quite a change from the previous site. The navigation buttons have been renamed and recategorized to make them a bit more user-friendly. As you scroll down, you'll see, you've got your doomsday clock over here for all of us that have to deal with ICD-10. They couldn't make the page extremely friendly. There had to be something on there that made us think and worry about the future. But again, as we continue to scroll down, we'll see different areas. There's sections here for the latest news, sections about upcoming webinars through the calendar. Here's a link for the ICD-10 webinar series. Some of these things we'll go back and we'll see here shortly. We continue to scroll. We're going to have a link right on the front page for a search of any members. So if you're needing to try to stalk somebody that might be in your competition in your area, this is the place to go right there. Also on the home page, you'll see the Twitter feed, the live Twitter feed, which is constantly being updated so that you can keep up with all the AAOE OrthoExec tweets, which have a lot of program reminders, links to interesting information, and candid shots of volunteer council and committee members. And then also at the bottom, you have the navigation buttons, which connect you with AAOE via Facebook or Twitter, LinkedIn, through YouTube, or you can actually email the staff of AAOE right on the main site. But what we're going to do is we're going to go back and I want to show you just a couple benefits here, a couple of things that we want to touch on. The first one is actually going to be going through the profile and logging into the system. You should have received an automated general email within the last few days that gave you instructions on how to log into the site and then reset your password. If you didn't receive that, feel free to email info@aaoe.net or call the 1-800 number and they'll help you with your login issues. But in order to show the rest of this presentation, I'm going to have to log into the member profile and show you the networking functionality. I'm going to have to change to my alter ego, which is Vicki Gunvalson. So hold all questions until the end. That's actually an interesting story. So here under Sign In, I'm going to sign in under Vicki Gunvalson, put in the password, and log in. And so as soon as we log in, it brings up what is going to be known kind of as this is our bio. It's our personal page here. It reminds me a little of Facebook right off the beginning. Now, not all the functionality has been initiated and is ready to go, but pieces and parts of it are, and there'll be more upcoming over the coming months. So if you click on your bio, this is going to be kind of your information about you. And then we'll see over on the side, we'll go through some of the My Profile areas, and you can see your information and how to change that. So here you can see that, I'm Vicki Gunvalson. Here is my email address, all of my personal information, some questions about me being in AAOE and me being in the orthopedic practice, And then you also see over here there's groups that I'm currently attached to. And again, this functionality will be coming more in the future, but there is somewhat available now. So in order to, the first time that you log on, your bio is going to be blank. So in order to go through and update that with some of your information, you're going to go over here to the My Profile section and go under Manage Profile. When you click on Manage Profile, it's going to bring up a lot of different options for you. As you can see, there's information and settings, invoicing, content and features, community, networking. And the first thing that we want to do is go in under Edit Bio. So when we click on Edit Bio, it's going to bring up all of the different fields that are available and that you can see on your bio. So all members, when they find you or locate you, they're going to be able to see this information. You can set different parts to whether it's visible to all members or whether it's private. So if I don't want, the membership to see my birth date, which I wish that I was, well, maybe I don't, but definitely not 92, I can change that. I can make it private so that it's not visible when somebody searches my name. Or if I, don't care about that, I can change it back. So all of that information is here for you to go through, and you can complete as you, feel the need. You don't have to obviously complete it all, but what you do complete will help eventually when we start setting up groups and member groups. People can, get the right people in that group or people that may be interested in that group. So you update your profile. When you've made all your changes, you're going to have a button at the bottom for Save Changes. Once you click on the Save Changes, it's going to take you back to your profile home. So we're going to go back into the Manage Profile. Another one of the neat options that this gives us the opportunity to do, which has not been done previously here at AAOE, is the ability to see your invoices and your payments and make those payments electronically. So if we click on Invoices, we're going to see that I, Vicki Gunvalson, have some membership dues that are coming due, a total of $165. If I want to, and I have a couple options, I can either view or print that invoice. So as I click on this, it's going to bring up another page that actually tells me all about my invoice, what my dues are from July 1st to December 31st. They're prorated, $165 total. So I can print that out if I want to, or I can just close it. I can also go in and I can pay this invoice. So setting up and paying the invoice, which we can do that here, you're going to see it kind of goes in. It already has the payment information there. It's ready, and it's a secure site for you to go ahead and enter all of your credit card information, your billing information, and then once you're done with this, let's say that I used, I have not set up my profile yet, and I wanted to use some of this billing information to actually go onto my profile. So what I can do is click this button here, and it says your current professional information in your profile will be updated with these new values. Are you sure you want to do this? So if I say yes, I'm going to say no, but if I would have said yes, then when I submit payment, it would have actually taken that professional information and loaded it onto the profile page for me so that I don't have to go through and update that or add that information. So I think that's a pretty neat tool that we can actually go through and pay our invoices this way and keep our membership current. We'll go back in under Manage Profile. And there's several different things. Remember, I said a lot of this content and this features in the community section is going to be forthcoming. It's going to be things that are going to be set up. You're looking for things like groups. And so maybe it's a leadership group, or maybe it's a certain state, the members of a certain state AAOE, or maybe it's a local AAOE, or maybe you just make a group for people who are CEOs, or if you've been paying any attention to the listserv recently, maybe it's that you just set up a group with only executive level people, and then you have maybe groups of other kinds. So all of that content can be here eventually and will be built, and this platform has the ability for that to be used. You also see that you can make individual connections, you can make referrals. There's going to be settings for a forum as well as blog subscriptions. All of that piece can come through here. Again, another section is going to be the resume and the career postings. That functionality is not completely ready yet, but it will be ready in the upcoming months so that all of your career postings can be done here and can be accessed through the website. So while we're on this page, I actually want to take a second and note a couple of things that I see here. So I'm looking at this and I actually see, we said we would come back to this latest news section here. If I need to find out some of the latest news while I'm in my profile, all I have to do is click on the More button, and it's going to take me into the section of all the news and press, the recent items. So I'm going to take a plug here for volunteering with AAOE. There is, you can see that this Volunteer with AAOE link here. If you click on that, it's going to show you this updated link that says that we're still actually looking for AA volunteers for the Advocacy Council, Communications Council, the Education Council, Federal Legislative Subcommittee, and state societies. So if you're on this call and you're not currently involved in volunteering with the leadership and you've got an urge to do that, why don't you use the new website in the latest news section? Go ahead and use that to apply here. You can see the hyperlink under Apply Now. So I'm going to go back and remember that whenever you're in the website, you can always go directly back to the home of the website by clicking on the AAOE link up in the top left-hand corner. So that's going to return us back to our main home page. So just like I talked about the latest news there a second ago, I'm going to take another second and come back down and look at the calendar section. So if there's events that are going on, such as webinars like the one you're on today, or maybe it's a future webinar or something, you have multiple ways of accessing that through this website. One of those ways is here under the calendar box. So you can click on the More there, and this is on the home page. Click on the More, and it takes you into the calendar so that you can see all of the upcoming events, whether that's the Bones of PA conference, or whether that's the different conferences and meetings, or whether that's one of the hot topic webinars that's coming up. Let's go back to the home page, and we're going to take a look at another way to get there. Utilizing the drop-down menus at the top, if we go to the resources, we go to the Education tab, we're going to have the AAOE webinars link here. So if we click on that AAOE webinars link, it's going to automatically bring up the calendar. So I'm going to take a second here and also look at this calendar, and we'll go through how to register for an event coming up. Let's say that we need to register here for this hot topic webinar series, the EHR Enigma, Solving a Riddle Through a Unique Collaboration. This is a three-part series that's being put on, addressing issues with the EHR, things that a practice needs to know, things that we should have looked at, things that we should have thought of before we brought in an EHR, or when we need to change an EHR. So having that here, and you'll see the three different sections, but let's say we just want to register for the first one. So we can do that multiple ways. We can either, if we just want to get information on that webinar, we're going to click on the hyperlink, which brings up the information for us. So we can see when session 1 is here. Here's a description of it. We also see session 2 and session 3 and have descriptions and objectives, a little bit of information about the presenter. But let's go back up to the top. So I say, great, I want to go ahead and register for these events. So if I just click over the hyperlink of register, it's going to bring us into the registration. Now, much like we saw earlier with the paying your invoice, it automatically pulls your information directly from your account, your profile. So Vicki Gunvalson wants to go ahead and sign up for this webinar. So that information already comes in Don't need to have anything else. Again, if I need to change some of that, I could change it here. I could click the update so that it would update my profile, and then I could go with save and finalize the registration. Once I checked on that, make sure that you check on this button to include that. I could go through with save and proceed to checkout. It's going to allow me to go through the same way that we saw with the paying the invoice, so that you can go ahead and pay if it's a webinar, or if it's not, you'll automatically be registered. You can also, if we go back a page, you can also go ahead and export that to your calendar. So you can export to your iCalendar. You can move that from the website. So if you need to add it to a calendar, you can do that from there. All right, so that's going through and registering for a webinar. We're going to click back and go back to the home page. And now we're going to look at a couple new, maybe not new items in thought, but new to the website here. Under the Resources tab, the first thing that we have here is the AAOE listserv. So a lot of us are familiar with the listserv. We're active in the listserv. But this is a way for us to access the listserv and the archives of the listserv through the website. So once we click on that hyperlink here under the drop-down menu, you'll see this page come up. If we go to this first link, which is the visitlist.aaoe.net, it's going to bring up the listserv archives. So we can go in if we want to, there's several things you can do through this site. You can go through if you want to go into the main listserv. You can click on main, and it gives you all the archive different dates here and all the conversations that occurred during those dates. Let's just say we want to go back and look at week 5 of May. So here are all the different main contents, or the main messages that went out during that week. And as we scroll down, we can see all the different posts on the different events or the different subjects. And you can see that, for example, under this DR units, there were 4 additional posts there that had to do with that topic. So we can go back, and we're just going to go back the back arrow 2 times to get back to the main site there. Now let's say we're looking for something specific. If we need to know, something that, if we want to know something that may have been in one of the listserv email notifications or emails from, who knows, 2 years ago, or if we want to know something on a specific topic, or if we want to know what somebody specifically wrote regarding a topic. If we go to the right side of the page and look under options, and we go into search archives. So now under search archives, this allows us to go through any of the archived information and look for specific things. Now the first thing that we need to do when we're here is we're going to go down and we're going to check the AAOE main listserv. If we do not check that, then it's not going to look through that post or that folder for any of the messages or any of the content that you're requesting. So if we go here under advanced search, and maybe we're looking for something that has to do with meaningful use. So we type in meaningful use and we type search. It's going to search that main archive there, and it's going to pull up anything that had to do with meaningful use, where meaningful use was used in the subject content of the messages. So you can see here's something actually that Jason, not Vicky, posted on April 10th regarding the new proposed rule for meaningful use. So you can go into and see that content specifically on what was posted there. Backing up, let's say that we wanted to look to see what somebody specifically had written. So maybe you want to see what Dale has very interesting stories on the listserv, so maybe we want to look for Dale and everything that he has posted there. So we go in, select Dale, and we'll search. Now his takes a couple more minutes to find everything, but it'll go through. And if you bear with me, we will get a list. All right, so we find quite a few matches there. And you can go through and see all of the posts that Dale has made. So if you enjoy reading his rants, you can go through and identify several of those there. All right, so to go back from this site, from the listserv back into the main AAOE site, you actually need to go back into the address bar, and we're going to go back in through AAOE.net. Now this is necessary because the listserv is actually through a different website, so you need to retype that in. So another one of the topics that is new sort of on the website is under the Education tab. You're going to see several things there. The AAOE library. Now this is a work in progress, but I thought I would, wanted to go ahead and show that it's out there and we're working on the functionality. If you're active on the listserv or you look on the listserv, you see a lot of people that ask questions about policies or procedures. Does anybody have this job description? Does anybody have that job description? And somebody may answer, there might be multiple job descriptions that are placed out there. And then 3 weeks go by, 4 weeks go by, and the same question comes back up. And so, I thought that AAOE thought that it would be good with the functionality of this website to have a library that really goes into the specifics that a new member or even a seasoned member may need or may want. So this library is going to, there's actually a library task force right this minute that's going through and pulling a lot of documents, pulling a lot of policies and procedures and job descriptions and different resources and tools, and are going to categorize those and place those here on the library so that all the membership has access to those. Maybe it's, you're needing a job description for a new health information management director, or you're wanting a clinic manager job description. You're going to be able to go here into the library and locate that. So you'll see it's as easy as doing something of going through here and looking for, let's just say we need a medical scribe job description. And I apologize, we've not scrubbed all these completely, so this may actually show whose scribe, yes, sure does, shows whose scribe job description this is, but you'll see it's available here for you to go through and review. Now another thing that's going to be built into, and I'm going to close that out, another thing that's going to be built into this site is a main AAOE template. So if you pull up a job description like we just pulled up, the medical scribe job description, and you like the content but you don't like, obviously you're going to need to change the header, you're going to change the logo, you're going to change some of those things, and you don't want to go back and try and reinvent the wheel with creating your own logo, or not creating your own logo, but creating your own template. We're going to have an AAOE approved kind of template that has the basic header, the basic information, the basic thing in there, so that you can plug and play. You can pull the information directly off one of the job descriptions or the policies, plug it into the AAOE template, print it off, save it, and you're going to be ready to go. So as I said, this information is currently being worked on. The committee is going through and reviewing a lot of these documents, looking at content, making sure that we put things out there that are valuable for the membership. Going forward, the listserv, we will continue to monitor the listserv and see what are the needs. Are there certain job descriptions, are there certain tools, are there certain resources that need to be available to everybody, and so we can pull those tools, get the correct permissions and put that out there to make sure that people have access to it. Again, another benefit of this new website and being a member of AAOE, all of these things are going to be here as the resources and the tools that you need to be, the office administrator or whatever manager at your practice. So also going under education, we're going to take a second and look at the Live Learning Center. So if we go down and we see that there is a hyperlink there for Live Learning Center, again, this takes us outside of the AAOE website, but does bring us into the Live Learning Center. Now, many of you are familiar with this. You've gone through and looked at this before. It's going to be a little bit different this time. We used to have to remember multiple usernames, multiple passwords in order to go in between these sites. Well, now, as you can see, I'm on the site, but I'm not logged in. So if we go here under My Account and go to Member Login, it's going to bring up a different page here. Just says Login. So all we need to do is click Login. It's going to pull the information that's necessary from our AAOE site. So now it knows who we are and gives us access to the information that we subscribe to. So if we have purchased, the webinars from, some of the webinars from, that have been given this year, or maybe, maybe we recorded or we purchased the annual meeting webinars and the audio and all of those different things. So that site should, let's see, should repopulate here and give us access. Well, maybe it won't, but should give us access to the different committee meetings and the different webinars. So we'll just go back into the 2015 webinars. So if we remember and we're going through, in order to view one of these webinars, we just pull down. You notice we get a lot of ICD-10 webinars that are out there. Personally, I'm Vicki Gunvalson, and I want to watch this meaningful use presentation. So I can pull this up, and what I'm going to see is a meaningful use presentation. It was given by, look there, it was given by Jason McCormick. But I have access to all that through the Live Learning Center. I can go back to home, let it pull back up. We go back here, and now we see, again, the information that we can get to. So registering for these is the exact same way, going through and purchasing these is the same way that you do the other purchasing of the webinars. Everything is there and available, and you have the access here. Now, once you're done with the Learning Center, you will have to close out that page, close out the login as well, and it should take us back here to the AAOE website. You're going to have to enter that anew. If you don't already have that link open, you'll have to enter it into the browser so that you can pull that back up. So another one of the resources here, actually, we have multiple ways of getting there, and as you see on your screen right now is the benchmarking survey from 2014. So the 2014 results are not available yet. They will be shortly, I am told, within the next several, maybe weeks, available for you to purchase or to access. So let's look at how we're going to get there and purchase those once they are available. Once again, there's several different ways that we can get there. We can go under Resources and go down to the Benchmarking Survey. When we click on that, it's going to bring up just a little description about what that is. And you'll see there's a hyperlink here. It says you can purchase the survey by clicking here. Now, this is the 2013 benchmarking survey, but like I said, it will be updated here shortly. So have all of this information here, and all we're going to do is add the item to our cart. So we want to purchase this. If this were 2014, we're going to add it. So now I've got 2 copies in there. Let's remove one of those. So now I have 1 copy of the benchmarking survey, $350. I could go ahead and check out. Once I check out, it's going to go back, bring up Vicki's information. Here's how I go through and apply all the credit card information. And then we go through to proceed to confirmation and pay for that. Once that is done, I believe that there is a that information comes through to you via PDF and is available for you to download immediately. The other way that you can actually get to that, and you can get to any of the things that are currently available in the AAOE, is going through the link up here in the top to the AAOE store. If we click on the AAOE store, it brings us directly on to the online store where we have the ability to purchase any of the different things that are available there, whether it's annual conference material or the benchmarking survey or the OrthoEd program that is out there. All of that different information is there and available for us. So there's a lot of different functionality that is there and available. If we look under the annual conference, again, this is not, we can go under the 2015 annual conference and we can see all the different information about this past annual conference. There's the preliminary and the final program. All of that information is available for you. It will be updated soon with the 2016 annual conference information. As you can see here now, it's just kind of a hold the date type of notice. But as that information gets pushed out and is made available, it'll be available for you here under the tab for the annual conference. One other little area here is under the government affairs. I do want to show the different things that are available. There's a polling section, and this is going to be updated as well. This is 2014 general election information, but will, I understand, be updated soon. So you can go in, and it has different information per state. So Vicki is in Tennessee, so we're going to click on Tennessee, and it gives me information about the general election, about the polls for that. And that you can see this information on any of the states going through, and as this is updated, the membership will be aware of the update that's taken place. So additional functionality coming, different tools that are coming, areas that are going to make this website much more user-friendly, much more, bring much more value to the membership and the use of the website. And so anything that you may need or you may think of, feel free to use the search bar at the top or go through and just kind of peruse the different areas and see if you can locate what you're looking for. So at this point, I wanted to go ahead and turn it over. I'm going to turn it back over to Amanda, see if there's any questions. We've got all, I believe, of the AAOE staff that's on the line to answer any questions that anybody may have or address any of the topics that maybe you want to know about this or that or how to do something. Got everybody on board here on the call as well as myself, and we can help in any way. Thank you for paying attention to this today. I hope to see lots of people out there using the website. So Amanda, I'm going to turn it back over to y'all and see if we can help some questions.
All right, thanks Jason. Our first question for Kelsey, where do I change my username or password again?
All right, so if Jason can be my director here, so you're going to go ahead and go to the right side of the page under the My Profile section. You'll click Manage Profile, and then you will hit the little note card that says Edit Bio. And then there you'll be able to edit all of your personal information and your professional information as well. And there you'll also be able to change your username like Jason has up for us, and then you'll also be able to reset your password.
All right. Does anyone else have any questions? Okay, it doesn't look like it. So if no one else has other questions, we would be glad to help you. If you need anything off the webinar, just call or email us at info@aaoe.net. And I would like to thank Jason for giving us the tour of the website today, and for everyone who took time to attend. I'd like to remind you to take the survey that you will receive following the webinar, and the recording of this will be available on the Live Learning Center in the next couple weeks. If you have any questions, you can email me or our info box. Have a good afternoon. Thanks, everyone.